Yes, sir. My Tricker. Back up in this thing, man. Today, I'll be reacting to some creepy videos that'll leave you feeling blindsided. Let's get it.
Do you know where public schools buy their food from for lunches?
Ooh.
Cisco.
Bali.
From the Department of Defense.
The DOD?
The DOD. It's a total scheme to where Department of Defense, they go out to these food companies and they get the contracts and then they turn around and sell it to the public school systems. They are in complete control over this profit line.
Oh, that's scary.
I think they said that the school lunches is the only thing that's profitable in public schools.
That would make sense.
It would make sense,
Yeah.
but like the school doesn't have a say in what they can get for lunch. They are totally dependent on the Department of Defense to provide the food.
Interesting.
It's just weird.
That
It's
is
like
super weird.
Department of Defense controlling the school lunches, I thought was super weird. Just
Gracious.
man wanting to get some moolah.
I don't know how true it is that they provide lunch for all public schools, but hopefully they do this to keep costs down for families and not to control what the kids are eating, because when you think about it, they do look exactly like prison meals, so I don't know.
Okay, do you have AT&T as your cell phone service? You need to listen to this. You need to send this around to everybody, and you need to follow me because I'm going to make new videos when I get new updates. Apparently, an AT&T is saying that a hacker stole the call and text records of nearly all of their customers. So if you have AT&T cell phone service, your records, your text messages, your phone records are now in the hands of a hacker. Verizon has AT&T has 127 million devices. And according to their news release, a hacker now has information on all of them. The company said this in an SEC filing. They didn't even release it to the media. The media found out because of a government filing. The hackers have 6 months worth of call and text message data. The company is still figuring out exactly what to do about this. They are telling everybody to take a close look at all of their documents and billing information. This just coming out.
This wouldn't even be an issue if they didn't store 6 months worth of call and text data in the first place. That should be stored locally on our devices. Now I'm thinking about switching back to a minute phone.
If you don't know, Alexa, if you have an Alexa, Alexa will actually make a this little noise, and it actually is a sonar going out, and it's bouncing back, and it's picking that up, and it can actually map where you are in your house, and so can your Wi-Fi and all of that stuff.
It's amazing. It's amazing what they do these days.
I can't think of one good reason why Alexa would need to know where you're located in your own house. Jeff Bezos is channeling his Dr. Evil energy.
Breaking news, there's a confirmed case of the Bubonic Plague. So a human case of the plague has been confirmed in Pueblo County, Colorado. So if you don't know what the Bubonic Plague is, it came in 3 waves from the 1300s to the 1900s and millions of people. So basically it's being spread by rodents and insects. And your pets can sometimes be infected by encountering these things. And then that pet can pass it on to their owner. So Colorado is freaking out. They're like, keep your pets inside. If they're outside, have them on a leash. Like, remember what I said, people, millions of people.
Something about this just feels like a distraction, because in 2024, the last thing I expected was for the simulation to unvault the Bubonic Plague. I thought we took care of this in the dark ages. Maybe it's a weird marketing campaign for something, but it looks like the Doomsday Map that's been circulating. I feel like this is a bus stop you would see outside the Denver airport.
The big news of today, Elon Musk tweeted, the European Commission offered X an illegal secret deal. If we quietly censored speech without telling anyone, they would not fine us. The other platforms accepted that deal. X did not. I mean, this is amazing. The European Commission, right? This is like a backdoor deal. This is how these authoritarians do it. They try to pressure these companies, and the other platforms accepted that deal, right?
I can tell when I'm scrolling through certain platforms that they might have actually took this deal, because it feels like the algorithms are designed to only show you what they want you to see. So this might be a W for X if he's telling the truth.
Don't go there again.
Walmart.
Oh, and then don't go there again. And this is the one by the
Mall.
Right? Oh, don't go there again.
What is going on with the onion?
Nope. You got a fake onion. You got a rubber onion. You got a rubber onion.
Show him the video you.
I'm not gonna cook that either.
It's rubber.
It won't break. Look.
You got a rubber onion.
Break.
Oh no, this has gotta go.
It took that much to get it to break.
This has gotta go.
Not a single person is tearing up right now.
It could just be well past the sell before date, which is why it looks more like a heart of palm than an onion. But I feel like ever since they started using that appeal spray, all of our fruits and vegetables got a little rubbery bounce to it.
So the 2 guys that have come in, I'm assuming that there will be more.
We've proven that we have no varroa mite in our hives. They don't even test it. In fact, they're here to just destroy it. They come here, they've got their petrol, they're pouring it into our hives. The government doing this. The government doesn't want us to eat, and they're doing this. They're all the hives in the mid-north coast, the central coast, all the way from Sydney upwards. They're just blanketing it, and then they're going to start spraying the air. They've already got this stuff ready. They're doing this, and they're doing it to wipe out your pollination. They don't care about you. They care about their money. They care about destroying us. Please, please, please share this around. We really need to show what they're doing. They didn't even test our hives, and they're just... They haven't even tested for something they're for. That makes no sense.
Do you guys want to get involved with the euthanizing, or just want to stay out of it?
I'll stay out of it.
Okay, that's all right then.
Yep. There we go. There's your conspiracy theories for you. I've got bee tattoos all up my arm. I love the bees. I'm not here for money. I'm here for them.
I would think that the government would support beekeepers because some species of bees are already endangered, so the fact that they're not required to run tests to confirm the presence of whatever pest they're looking for tells me that they might be going endangered on purpose.
Ракета, ё-моё, вон она одна. Где? Вот, вон она. Ё-моё, вот вторая. Что за фигня? Я в офиге. Они настроены точно. Куда они летят? У них пристрелка сейчас была.
I don't know if I would be laughing like they are. I would be too worried that it would pick up on my heat signature, pull a U-turn, and put an end to my fishing day.
I just found out some new things about Eminem's new album, and I don't know what possessed this guy, but this is starting to get really creepy. 1. His new album is called Death of Slim Shady, and the first thing that he teased was a trailer of a woman birthing a baby, and when the baby came out, it looked like the Antichrist. It had devil horns and all of this stuff. He just released the name of his tracks on his new album, and there's a song called Antichrist, and there's a song called Lucifer. Like, what? Next thing he teased was his album cover, and the symbolism is very clear here. I think we all know about this. Next, he teased this. It was a grave of Slim Shady, basically saying it feels so empty without him, and then he spits on it. The caption says Hawk Tua, absolutely cringe. And then just recently we got the track names. We see Antichrist, we see Lucifer, we see Evil, we see Somebody Save Me. I don't know what story he's trying to tell, but whatever it is, it's dark. Slim Shady is now gone and something new is being born, and it's very creepy.
I'm not really shocked by this because Eminem is known for his off-the-wall lyrics, but maybe he means that he no longer identifies with Slim Shady, which is the part of him that is involved with the occult, or the other way around, but he could have accomplished it without the Antichrist, baby.
Have y'all seen this yet? Look at what this lady caught in the skies of North Carolina, y'all. This is crazy. There's literally a lightsaber going across the whole sky. Watch this. And look at that face. That looks like a face in the sky, but look at this lightsaber. Look at this. Bro, do y'all see that? Do y'all? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that black sun is alive, boy.
I don't know about a lightsaber. It just looks like a shadow being cast from the cloud that's in front of the sunset, but you would expect it to be more conical in shape instead of a straight line like that. That's kind of trippy.
So my son's redoing his house from 1928. Miners find great toe bone of giant in, I think that's Lewiston or Silverton, Idaho, June 20th. Fossil bones at the White Bird south of something. Pretty cool.
This might actually be proof that giants once existed, because this article comes from 1928, long before Operation Mockingbird, when journalists didn't have to worry about sticking to a certain agenda. This would never fly today.
Years ago, before the Dahmer series, before it was in a Q&A with fans, with young fans. It was young fans at the time. It was like, I think it was like in between like me being Cat and pop stuff. So it was like a younger group. But it was with a parent. Someone said, if you could have dinner with anyone living or Who would it be? And I was like, oh, you're so cute. Who, Mom and Dad, is it okay if I give the real answer? And they were like, sure, I guess. What's the answer? And I was like, I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer's pretty fascinating. I think I would have loved to have met him.
Wow.
Like, you know, maybe with a third party or something involved. But I have questions. I have a lot to, I don't know. I would love to. And the parents were like, we'll explain it later, sweetheart. And I was like, so I'll just sing problem and go.
It says a lot about a person that would choose Jeffrey Dahmer as their dream dinner guest, where there's a high possibility that you become dinner. That fan is probably still traumatized.
What the? Arsenic, lead, and other toxic metals have been found in tampons. Whether organic, non-organic, store brand, or name brand, all across every category consistently showed high levels, and no single category consistently showing lower levels across all or most of the metals. Specifically, higher levels of lead in non-organic tampons and higher levels of arsenic in organic tampons. So, glad you bought those organic ones, yeah?
I'm confused why either of those chemicals are even present in those products in the first place, and more importantly, how is it just now being detected? Moon Cup sales are about to skyrocket.
Marina Abramovich actually changed my mind. Unfortunately, for only about 5 minutes. At the 2024 Glastonbury Festival, she had a performance art piece. At the pyramid stage, she walked out in an all-white gown. She spread her arms, revealing it was a peace sign. They banged a gong and stood in silence for 7 minutes as they reflected on the world, hoping for peace. She made sure to tell everybody to touch one another. I was gonna come on here, honestly, and make a video and say that there are good people who do bad things and there are bad people who do good things, and that I shouldn't make judgment calls, and that while she does do spirit cooking, she also does do things like this. Things that can reflect a better side of her, etc. Who am I to judge either way? Then I remembered a little bit of research I had done. I'm a blonde hair, blue eye boy. I know about my Nordic runes. It's a joke, by the way. The peace sign is an inverted symbol of life. It is the Nordic rune. The peace sign actually symbolizes, and she essentially had all of these people stand in silence while she spread her arms, portraying a symbol towards them. I'm sure there's some sort of energy harnessing involved as well. These individuals like to deceive.
If I ever see Marina Abramovich taking a stage at a festival, that's my cue to leave as fast as humanly possible.
You remember when Julian Assange tweeted out this chart, which showed how many members of the media belong to the Bilderberg Group, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the Trilateral Commission. And not only are these the CEOs, but for the longest time, many in the media denied the Bilderberg Group even existed as they attended the meetings. You could find the chart here. Then consider that 6 corporations control basically everything we see on television. So when Stephen A. Smith complains about being underpaid, he's really complaining to Disney, not just ESPN, because Disney owns ESPN. Then consider that the investment firms of Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street own basically everything. For example, they're the largest institutional investors in Disney. And this shows that the idea that there's free thought in media is an illusion, which is why I write books on the history of fake news, because the media is controlled from the top down. Hollywood is controlled from the top down.
Now it makes sense why they wanted to lock Julian Assange up so bad. He was stepping on too many toes with this one, but I'm sure it's just a theory.
I just opened this Mike's Harder strawberry can, and I'm literally shaking because I'm so disgusted right now. I opened this and I took a sip, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's a little, I don't know. Maybe something's a little wrong with it. I don't know. So I took another sip just to make sure, and it was gross. So I poured it out into my sink, and then it sounded like something was still inside. And so I looked inside with my little light, and there's a dead mouse inside. Oh my god, I'm shaking. I feel so sick right now. That's disgusting. Oh my god.
I'm surprised that companies don't run every single can through an x-ray machine to detect this before they send it out. I would be distraught if I went for a Mike's Harder strawberry and I look inside and see Mickey.
History was written by the Anu Melchizedeks, the bad ones, the fallen priesthoods. So history was erased and rewritten, so we think that the royal bloodline is Queen Elizabeth, but it's not. Queen Elizabeth's family actually are descendants of Vlad the Impaler, who was a very big evil guy. He waged many wars, he killed millions of people, and he got the name Vlad the Impaler because he used to torture people in the most horrendous ways. The Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles bloodline come from this horrendous family of Vlad the Impaler. In the 1500s, there was a war where the true royal king of England, who held the Christos Sophia bloodline, the authentic galactic royalty bloodline, that was killed in a war. So the king was executed and his entire family was executed. The Rothschilds were involved in financing that war. This is a big truth bomb. The Rothschilds have had a plan to dominate humanity for thousands of years. And at that time, they were financing the war against the King of England, which they won. And then to install their own puppet in power, which they always do, they introduced the ancestors of Queen Elizabeth into the royal kingdom. So they became the fake king and queen at that time. They were placed in power, and the only deal that they made with these international elite banking families was that the royal family will carry out all of the instructions of the Rothschilds and all of these elite families. So the royal family was just placed as a front.
I don't know how true this is, but if you're an elite family, it's very advantageous to have someone in power that you put there so you can do whatever you want and never have to worry about the consequences. So it makes sense.
Y'all, they just tried to unalive Trump. This literally just happened in Pennsylvania a few minutes ago, and this is freaking crazy. And they're reporting that multiple shots were fired. This is the exact moment it happened. It was literally completely unexpected, which obviously, yeah, I got it playing without sound for a reason, so it'll be allowed on TikTok, but it's crazy, y'all. What are we seeing right now? With volume, it's very hectic. I mean, there were a lot of pews that went out. Bang. And right after it's done, watch what happens when the Secret Service leaves Trump. He has all that adrenaline going off. Look at him.
It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. I think we can all agree that it should have never got to this point. A couple millimeters to the right and it would have been a wrap. I'm sure he's listening to 50 Cent as we speak.
They've been hiding this from you. During the 1900s, bells around the world were all collected and destroyed. Governments claimed it was due to the metal shortage during the world wars. However, it is believed that there is a much more sinister motive. Bells are powerful tools. They are not just signals that another hour has passed. These bells clear negative energy, raise vibrations, and connect us with higher realms. Fully aware of this, they were destroyed to suppress human awakening and maintain control over our collective consciousness. By eliminating these powerful instruments, society is forced to a lower vibrational state, and a further disconnect is made between us and the realms above. But it gets even deeper. In 1953, the standard frequency of music was intentionally adjusted from 432 Hz to 440 Hz. The 440 Hz frequency is considered disharmonious and disruptive to our energy fields, while the 432 Hz frequency is believed to align with the Earth's natural resonance, promoting healing and awakening. Without the sound of bells and the constant exposure to modern music, society is being kept at a lower vibrational state, resulting in our connection to the divine being weakened.
If this is true, then I feel like one of the main reasons why we're being kept at a lower vibrational state is because we're probably more susceptible to influence and control, on top of being less privy to what's happening behind the scenes.
Why did a WikiLeaks released email in 2016 involving Hillary Clinton say, quote, "I will be sacrificing a chicken in the backyard to Molech"? Carthage was a city located in modern-day Tunisia, destroyed during the Third Punic War in 146 BC. The archaeologists quickly found tens of thousands of urns buried beneath the earth. The urns contained the bones and ashes of animals. Among the discoveries, the archaeologists also unearthed various artifacts with the inscription MLK. And thanks to hidden camera footage released to the public, a modern-day ritual involving Molech happens yearly at the infamous site of Bohemian Grove. You see, Bohemian Grove is a camp retreat for the most elite people of the world. This includes celebrities, politicians, ultra-wealthy business people, and even US presidents. The footage depicts a bizarre gathering around a wooden statue of an owl, the symbol of Bohemian Grove. Members stand around it, dressed in strange costumes, chanting and praying to the owl. Then the owl is set on fire with a torch as members chant and applaud amidst the blaze. There is now debate online that this owl is supposed to symbolize Molech.
If this leaked email is real, then she probably should have used code words like she does for everything else, but I'm just gonna assume that what she really meant was that she's cooking grilled chicken for Bill for dinner.
No, te quiero que vean. Estoy ahorita en el baño de la universidad. Pero el pedo ahorita es que acabo de terminar de hacer el baño. Y pues estaba todo normal. Pero ahorita están ruidos raros. Y se está tocando la puerta, pero quiero que vean que pues no hay nada. Vean, ahí está mi reflejo, pero vean de este lado, pues aquí no hay nada, vean. Acá tampoco, vean. Aquí tampoco hay nada. Aquí pues tampoco, vean. Y acá el lugar es bastante pequeño y está mi reflejo. Pero a ver, hoy. ¿Escucharon? ¿Escucharon? No hay nada.
I'm not sure about this one because if this was me, I'm sprinting out the bathroom as soon as I would have heard that first bang. I don't have to go that bad.
Her name is Dorothy Izat, the world's most unlikely UFO contactee. A 75-year-old great-grandmother who says she's been communicating with visitors from other worlds for 25 years.
I've asked them to come closer, and they'll move closer. And I'll ask them if I can film them, if they give me permission to film them.
These pictures are the result, showing everything from alien beings to spaceships to masses of glowing orbs in the sky and inexplicable flashes of light. All contained on more than 350 reels of film this spry granny shot with her little Super 8 camera from the balcony of her Vancouver apartment. She remembers when it first happened, on an otherwise ordinary afternoon back in 1974.
I looked up in the sky, and here was this enormous craft that looks like a huge, diamond-shaped thing up in the sky.
This is without a doubt the most remarkable piece of footage she shot.
Was where the aliens showed up.
It's an image that appeared during one of Dorothy's routine sky watches just recently.
And then I noticed that in the window were a couple of aliens in the window. So I said, oh dear, I can't see it, the light's so bright. I said, I need to film you. I said, can you turn the lights off the ship? And I can film you. And they did. The lights go off. The aliens are there.
If she really had that much pull with the aliens, then I would have no problem believing this if she was able to summon them out of the UFO for a close-up shot. But I still give her credit for having better footage than what most people claim to have taken today on an iPhone, and she was just using a Super 8 camera.
Back to the whole 15-minute city thing. Cars, they are the epitome of individual liberty. Peterson actually has pointed this out.
I think there's two marks of tyranny right now. People who hate comedians, people who hate automobiles. Man, that's a line of war for me. It's like, keep your hands off my fucking car.
Yeah, right.
Prick. Yeah, well, you think about what a car stands for. It's like radical autonomy and privacy.
You see what happened in California recently? So first of all, in 2026, all vehicles made have to have a shutoff in America. That was a Biden initiative. Now by 2028, all vehicles in California that are speeding, this is working its way through. I imagine it will go through. If you're speeding, your car will beep at you, like as if you're not wearing your seatbelt. And if you think about that, the only way to employ that strategy is if you know where I am every moment. Otherwise, you wouldn't know the speed limit. The 15-minute cities, which Edmonton, Toronto, and Montreal are all already stated as going to be a part of, they say 0 private car ownership is the goal by 2030, 0 kilograms of meat consumption, 3 items of clothing per person per year, and then also limiting people to one short haul flight every 3 years. These initiatives, that's where they end up planning to go. That's not coming from conspiracy theorists. This is directly in their C40 initiatives, which you can find on their website.
I'm not really worried about this one, because if they really want no private car ownership by 2030, first they have to build adequate public transportation like high-speed rail, and we know that's not going to happen.
Who brought man the gift of fire? Prometheus. Yeah. Who was Prometheus? Lucifer. There would be no society without fire. That's how it's represented in the ancient myths and in the mysteries. These people learned how to control others through the use of a hidden knowledge. This ability to keep that fire going was a technology that nobody else knew. By observing the fire, by keeping it going, by creating ceremonies around this fire, they became a mystery to the others. A mystery always holds sway over those who don't understand it. And the priesthood was born. No king ever existed without the permission of the priesthood. I don't care what religion you're talking about or what period of history you're talking about, it is the truth. The kings never had the power and don't to this day. Kings exist at the whim of the real power, which is the priesthood standing behind the throne.
If that's the case, then time might be running out on that power soon, because the priesthood themselves aren't even in a good standing with the people after all those allegations. They're going to have to do more than just control the proverbial fire.
Have you ever seen anything like this as a kid growing up? Have you ever been just chilling in your bed trying to go to sleep as a kid and all of a sudden see something like this standing at the edge of your bed? Here's another variation of this energy. You felt like your soul left your body when your eyes went into focus and saw this standing at the edge of your bed. If this checks some boxes for you, first and foremost, you are very clairvoyant. Clairvoyance translates as clear seeing. You have the ability to clearly see energies of the spirit world and in the spirit world. So what is this energy exactly, and why have so many of us seen this energy? So this energy is what I like to call the Top Hat Man. And it's interesting to me that so many of us have seen the Top Hat Man when we were young children and experienced fear during that. And many of us also who saw the Top Hat Man have also been very spiritually inclined in life. Very often this wasn't your only paranormal experience. So since I've started doing past life regressions and hypnosis, I just started to find out information about the Top Hat Man in these sessions. And one of the biggest things that the higher self has said about the Top Hat Man is that it was about an urban legend in the early 1700s. The higher self basically explained that back in the 1700s, parents would tell their children about the Top Hat Man. And basically that the Top Hat Man was similar to our boogeyman in present day. The parents would basically tell their children that if they didn't go to bed, that the Top Hat Man would come and get them. And that story created so much fear in the hearts and in the minds of the children of that time that it literally echoed forward. And because that story was told so often throughout the coming generations, that basically it created almost like a tulpa, or what we know today to be the Top Hat Man.
I've never seen the Top Hat Man, which is good, because if I did, I'd probably never be able to fall asleep again after that. But let me know if you guys have any experiences like this.
Bro, not the toilet, please. Where will I do my business?
If I ever walk into my bathroom and see 3 coconut crabs just chilling like this, forget finding another toilet to use. I'm finding another home altogether. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.